I want to ask you guys, because this is something that we've talked about pretty regularly on this show. I like to keep people aware and informed as to what's going on as far as stock is concerned. So with stock, I was looking at it today actually because I was figuring out topics for this show. And I was looking at sort of what was low stock, like last chance or whatever, and then what has actually hit waitlist. And there were some maybe that we've talked about this before, but I just like didn't really remember. I was thinking, I saw this tactical suit Batman, the Ben Affleck, that is waitlisted. The Black Adam figures are low stock. They are blue screen. Valkyrie is waitlisted. Ahsoka is blue screen at the moment. We don't know how long it's going to last. Doc Brown Cowboy, and more. Loki is another one. TVA Loki we just talked about. So there are a lot of figures that are hitting this point, and I'll show at least a few of them on screen real quick. And yeah, I mean, you can see the Black Adam figure going here, the War Machine comic version, the Neon Tech Iron Man, the Ahsokas, the Doc Brown Cowboy, this Groot that they just announced not that long ago. Yeah, right? Not that long ago. And we're starting to see these figures, at least Sideshow is saying, go to waitlist. Yeah, that should be everything.
Okay.
But I just filtered it by Hot Toys. But essentially, these are in stock ones that are apparently last chance as well. So these are kind of low stock as well, but they're in stock. So, and they've been on discount. That's probably why. So, but as far as some of these other ones like Loki, Doc Brown, Black Adam must be. I can only suspect with Black Adam that maybe he was a little bit higher of a PO originally, and then what happened with DC, everyone started canceling. So that's my only understanding of it. But Carlos, what do you think about this? And, you know, I want to share another one. I don't know if we've talked about this, but I didn't realize Valkyrie was waitlisted. Maybe I just forgot, but she's waitlisted also.
So based on the previous page that you showed, I was like, okay, you're showing some stuff that maybe it's believable, like a Doc Brown, Doc Brown. Which one did you show it again?
Doc Brown, Black Adam, War Machine, Loki, Groot.
So you have Doc Brown, Ahsoka, and Loki. Now, if I'm wrong, you don't have to listen to what I'm saying, because last thing I want is for someone to be like, oh, I listen to Carlos and now I don't have my Ahsoka. If you want your Ahsoka, buy your Ahsoka. But as soon as you started scrolling, I'm like, Groot was almost gone. I'm like, guys, come on now. And let's scroll down. Here's how this is the dead giveaway that I am not going to be. Neon Tech, guys. The Neon Tech, there is no way the Neon Tech is almost gone. That Neon Tech is going to be sitting here until Iron Man comes back in the Avengers. Like, that Neon Tech is not going to sell. Come on, there's no way. Like, maybe I was going to believe this, but it grew. I'm like, okay, the Neon Tech, no. So, no, I'm sorry. I don't believe in this. I'm going to follow Optical on this one and say, make me pay, make me miss a figure, spank me if you want, but I am not going to buy this until I get a deal. I'm just the kind of collector. That's my style. If you want to buy day one, knock yourselves out. It's your money. I don't care. But for me, there's no way I'm going to be paying attention to these and saying, yeah, everyone should be buying these. Like the Batman. Yeah, no. So this is just more, in my opinion, more marketing strategies to help get you to pre-order a hot toy that it's going to be in stock. That's how I see it. So,
right. Well, I would say the most surprising one, and I saw the comment here, 6 scale actually, the Ahsoka. That's probably the most interesting one that I can think of, just because that one was announced so long ago, and we thought for sure that was going to be a popular figure and something that was going to be in stock for a while. I want to hop around a little bit here. So Dan, what do you think about this? Is this at all concerning to you? Do you have any general thoughts or feelings that are influenced based on these low stock? Are they getting you with FOMO at all, basically?
Nah, man. It's actually pretty hard to get me with FOMO. Like, I'm a tough one to crack.
Too experienced for that.
I can just get, from other places, I can go through other retailers. Like most other places will have it. Sideshow just kind of like, at least for me, in my experience, every time I've gone through, put myself down on the wait list, it's always converted, like almost every single time. Like even for some of the statues, for example, the Dark Knight Returns statue, that's back in stock, which is insane. That thing waitlisted for a couple months and then it came back. So I don't know if it's cancels. It could be a lot of stuff, but Sideshow's hard to predict though, man. I can't. It's hard for me to really try to predict what they do, because sometimes it will go late waitlist. Like Peacemaker, that thing's never came back, right? But then I'm hearing a lot of people were getting Sideshow conversions for their wait list for like the clones, like just stuff like that. Like I'm cool, man. Like if Black Adam sells out, I know I can probably get it somewhere else. and like I actually was really considering that Groot as well, but
Well, you still got time.
Were you really?
yeah, I still got time. But like, I don't know, man. Like it's so hard. Sideshow, like they like to play games, and then sometimes they don't. Sometimes maybe the shit really didn't come back. It's just for me, it's like it's too difficult to predict. But like I'd say, like for the most part, I think Sideshow is definitely trying to do a little something. But for certain things, I would say like there's no way like that Loki's like gone, bro. Like ain't no way.
Yeah.
Like
What about my Iron Man, bro? What about the neon?
that
The
Iron
neon
Man,
tech?
that Iron Man, that's complete bullshit. Ain't nobody over that. Like,
Well, maybe
come
that's
on,
why,
man.
Dan, they're not getting a lot because no one wants it. Maybe that's.
I mean, that could be true too. Like, you know, they could have ordered a low batch because they know, like,
But Dan,
dude,
it's an
they have
exclusive.
they have how many of these things sitting in stock right now? Like of
Yeah,
like
gotta
what
be a lot.
the fucking I know the Mark IV and I think the one before that as well, like are still there. Like, so I can't imagine they ordered a bunch of these. They're like, oh yeah, you know, everybody wants this. Like,
Right.
I don't know, man. It's hard. Sideshow's definitely difficult to kind of navigate, but I don't know, man. For certain things like this, I think they're playing around.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Could be. Well,
Yeah.
Dean, what do you think about this, bro? I know we got some experienced collectors on this panel here. What do you think about these Sideshow, low stock, waitlist figures? What do you think they're doing here?
It's all BS, dude.
Is it? All right. See, everyone's pretty confident
just-
about that.
Just from the trends we've seen over the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, it's especially with figures that aren't out yet. Like, there's just no way that they're low stock. I mean, maybe you guys have a point with the Loki. It's like they didn't order that many, so yeah. But I mean, how often are these figures just sitting on the shelves for years afterwards, and then you get steep discounts on them? Like, I have a hard time buying it that these are actually in danger of being, gone.
Right.
I think it's more Sideshows just trying to get you to spend money with them instead of someone else. Maybe I'm wrong. If you don't want to risk it, absolutely. Like, I'm even tempted to order the Ahsoka because I really, really want that Ahsoka. And I don't even like Rosario Dawson. I just think as Ahsoka, but that figure looks so good that I'm like, fuck, I probably need to own this.
Yeah, well, she's low stock, apparently.
There's definitely other retailers out there though. Like somebody was saying, like yes, there's other retailers, and then there's also
100%.
resellers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And local comic book shops. So like,
Because Alvin Dan, you make a really good point. And Alvin brought that up, though. He seems to think that it's pretty consistent across the board. Like, maybe you're seeing other retailers that also have low stock in these items too. So, but they also carry less volume.
yeah. So I would check with your local comic book shop. I would check, other retailers like Collectors Row, Collector's Zone. There's so many different places that might have some still. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're worried about it,
Yeah, there's a comic book store here in town that they order, I don't know, maybe like 15, 20 of each figure. I haven't really pre-ordered a figure in like, I don't know, 3 years. I'll just call him up and be like, hey, are you getting that figure? Yeah, hold one for me. I mean, I have a good relationship with that retailer, so like I can just do that.
Does his name start with an S?
It does. But like, I realize that not everybody has that luxury of just calling up the guy and be like, hey, hold one of those for me.
Right.
Or,
But let's. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
I was just going to say, like, if you don't want to risk it, absolutely.
yeah.
Like, if Ahsoka's like a super important character, like to me, I probably might not risk it. I might call him up and be like, are you getting it? If not, I'm fucking ordering this thing right now. But again, she's gonna come out in more shows. Her outfit in the next show might be even cooler. I don't know. So it's just kind of like there are some figures like that are worth the risk, others not. Like you're gonna see Ahsoka again. If you don't own this one, it's okay.
Right.
But on something like, I don't know, like let's just say it was the Mark 85 Iron Man. You're not going to see Iron Man again. That will be the last one, right? They'll probably reissue it down the road, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah, just like kind of figure out what you're comfortable with. And if you're really not, like, hey, fucking go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
only costs money.
I think at this point, if you haven't, you're either the kind of collector that you already, if you're getting day one, this conversation probably isn't for you because you already probably bought your figure. You already have your Ahsoka. You've already found somewhere. You already pre-order her. Yeah, I guess more for the collector who's looking for deals or waiting to see what's going to happen. Let's just play devil's advocate and say it sells out everywhere. As Dean said, which is a good segue into this, is that this is not the definitive Ahsoka because this is the first Ahsoka. We just don't know, right? The fact that, like you said, Dean, if it was the Mark 85, it was like a Wen Wu, if it was someone that we know that character's arc is done, then you can be more aggressive, or a one-off, sure, like a Ryu, from Iconic. But let's say that it's just this, like it sells out, and even in this market, even on those one-offs, it's not like prices are skyrocketing to 500 or 600 in the aftermarket. Even that Arena Boba Fett went up, and now it's like 320, 340 on the aftermarket. So yeah, maybe you lose on some, but it's rare. Like, I don't know. I just think that for these figures that their character arc is not done, I think you're pretty safe to wait a little bit and engage if you're that kind of collector who likes to wait for deals and see what's happening. Again, if you're not that collector, you already have this, and you're like, these motherfuckers are stupid, So it is.
Yeah,
what
and
it
I mean,
is.
and if Ahsoka is on your essential list, like your tier 1 or tier 2 or whatever, then by all means, you probably already have her on pre-order.
Right,
If
that's my
not,
point.
then you're
If
going to
this
get her
was-
now because, like Dean said, you're not taking a chance. Like for me, for example, Wen Wu, Carlos is a good example. If Wen Wu hits this screen, I'm not playing. Like I'm going to pick him up, right? Because I know I'm going to get him anyway. So but
Right,
as far as
that's my point.
Ahsoka, it's a little bit different. So for me,
Correct,
but for other people, this is going to be a very popular figure and character, I think. So, but absolutely, there will be other Ahsokas. She has her own show. She'll appear in other shows. Maybe they decide to make a Book of Boba Fett Ahsoka. They could easily do that if they wanted. So, there'll be other Ahsokas for sure, no doubt about it, and some really cool ones apparently, because some of the rumors about the Ahsoka show are pretty great. So that could be.
What's the rumor?
Well, there's some rumors about a certain Skywalker showing up again and some other stuff and things like that. So,
Way to kill it, Will.
yeah. So, I guess we'll see.
Spoilers.
No, not really.
I know,
It all
dude.
happens it's all Clone Wars. So, Jeff G.
Oh
What's
my
up,
God.
Jeff G? Good to see you, man. Good super chat. Thanks so much, bro. Maybe Sideshow just has many more retailers that have to provide stock to than previously, and that's why stock fluctuates a lot. Could be, Jeff. Could be. I mean, there's a lot of people buying stock, but I would assume Sideshow would still want to maintain the stranglehold on the bulk of supply, the volume, instead of selling it out to everyone else to distribute.
Dude, you and Jeff look a lot alike.
Do we?
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything, but
Dude, it's a Trace
If
Cyrus.
you put on a
look.
hat, I'm pretty sure it looks like you super chatted yourself. So,
dude, you guys are
I
like
wish
twins.
that
Holy
I
shit.
was that clever, dude. I promise you. That he does kind of look like me. It's the eyes. I think it's the eyes, Jeff.
go get it.
It's
Go
the
get
eyes
the
that
hat.
look
Go get your
like-
hat. Do you have your hat
It's
anywhere?
upstairs, bro. I can't get it. I'm hosting a show right now,
Oh,
but I'm not gonna get it. But Jeff, thank you so much for looking like me, bro, and sending a super chat in. Appreciate you, bro.
He's
He does
Canadian.
look
Canadian
like me a
you.
little bit. Yeah, I know, right? It's Canadian me. I have a lot of lookalikes. Apparently, I have a lot of lookalikes.